Alright guys, I'm back with an old pay-per-view review. Now, I was going to review this last month, but I didn't get time to review this, but this is going to be my old pay-per-view review from last month. And this pay-per-view I'm going to review is WCW Greed, the last ever WCW pay-per-view. Now, I was only 4 in 2001. Now, I don't remember much of this pay-per-view myself. I did watch the pay-per-view when I was 4, but I just didn't watch it. I couldn't really understand it that much, but I knew kind of something was gonna, I had kind of, I did get told when I was a year older, WCW did, a couple months later. I did get a few months late, and you kind of knew something was happening. It was the end of the Attitude Era, kind of almost with WCW dying just 8 days later. So it's kind of a sad day kind of for me, because I was a bit of a WCW fan, especially because I became a fan of Sting and Goldberg and the NWO. I mean, I kind of grew up, watching those guys in WCW, and also, I was a big WWF fan / WWE fan, back in the Attitude Era, when I saw the rise of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and Triple H and all that. Don't get me wrong, I am still a strong WWF / WWE fan, but I was a WCW fan as well. So there'll always be a bit of WCW in me. And this pay-per-view, let's just go on to this pay-per-view instead of me just rambling about WCW. I thought that WCW was basically on this pay-per-view, basically what they did is put all their young stars out, which they should have done back in probably 1996, when WCW was beating the WWF in Monday Night War ratings in 1996 to 1997. Talk about 1998, and then WWF took control, didn't they? So I think that WCW should have been putting over the young talents back in 1996, when they had guys like your Rey Mysterio, your Chris Jericho, your Dean Malenko, your Eddie Guerrero, and your even Chris Benoit before they jumped ship. And now you've got this talent right here, which is basically, I mean, you've got a good bit of young talent here, but basically it's the end of an era for WCW. I mean, they are going out of business in 8 days, and it doesn't really matter to anybody. So basically, the pay-per-view didn't really mean much to me, in my opinion. It was just basically kind of a lot of filler and a lot of sad moments for WCW fans. So the first match of the night, which was Jason Jett versus Kui Wee, I think that's how you pronounce the name. It was a 12-minute cruiserweight match. I mean, Jason Jett's hair, or was it Kiwi's hair, was spiked up like this, and it was up the entire match. I don't know how the hell he kept it up that long. I don't know, it was spiked up like that, in a pyramid shape for the entire match. And I don't know how it stood up for that long. That was very interesting though. But basically, Jason Jett wins. I didn't really write down the finishers, but he won the match anyway. Then we get to the second match tonight, which is get this, I don't know how what was going through WCW's head when it was the final days of WCW. Who the hell thought to have a great idea? I could just imagine in WCW creative team before WCW closed. Oh, wait a minute, we're going out of business in a couple of months. Wait a minute, let's create a WCW cruiserweight tag division. What the hell? Did this have any meaning? None at all. I don't think so. But they had a tournament a few weeks ago, I think a few weeks before this pay-per-view, which was basically where they had tournaments on Thunder and Nitro, and the best cruiserweight tag team would basically become the new champions on the WCW Greed. And basically the two finals were the Elite Skipper and Kid Romeo versus the Filthy Animals, which was Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman. Basically, Skipper and Kid Romeo basically get the win here. I thought it was a real good cruiserweight match. I thought it was a lot of good high flying by all four guys. Really good back and forth. I enjoyed this match, but like I said, Kind of weird, you know, that we would have a WCW Cruiserweight Tag Match. Like, I don't get why you would have a WCW Cruiserweight tournament. I don't know. And then we get to the third match, which was Shawn Stasiak with Stacy Keibler defeats Ben Bigelow. It was just a 5-minute squash match. Moving on, the fourth match tonight was Team Canada, which was Lance Storm and Mike Awesome versus Canelo and Hugh Morris. This was just an alright tag match, I guess. Team Canada win. This was an alright. Like I said, I didn't care about the match either. Then we get to Shane Helms versus Chavo Guerrero. This does have a bit of a storyline going into it. This was for the Cruiserweight title. Shane Helms was the champion going into this. He basically retains his title. A lot of good story here because these are two good, great cruiserweights, in my opinion, that were very underestimated in WWE. Like, you could have done a lot better with Shane Helms in WWE. You could have done a lot better with Chavo in WWE, but obviously WWE didn't see the talent, but I don't know why. But anyway, they had a good feud in WCW anyway. But yeah, Shane Helms wins with the he reversed powerbomb for the win. Then we get to the sixth match tonight, which was the Nature Born Thrillers. Sean O'Hare and Chuck Colombo defeat the Totally Buffed, which is Lex Luger and Buff Bagwell in about 54 seconds squash match. Then we get to the seventh match tonight, which was Ernest Miller with Miss Jones defeats Canyo. I don't know what happened there, but and then we get the eighth match tonight is Booker T defending his WCW US title against Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner's brother. Booker T wins with a scissor kick and gets the win. It was a bad match. I didn't really like the match. Rick Steiner is just like Scott Steiner, in my opinion. Just a terrible wrestler, and should never wrestle any wrestling company ever again. Then we get to this match here. I don't know if it was this show it was on, or was it the show on Thunder that they did a few weeks before. I think it was where they had Dustin Rhodes, which was Goldust, and Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair and Jeff Jarrett in some kind of, I don't know, something with animals. I think it was I don't know what it was, but it was something weird anyway. But this was just a normal tag match. I was thinking about something else. But basically, Goldust and Dustin get the win over Jeff Jarrett and Ric Flair. It was a time where basically the Rhodes and Flair were basically Dusty and Goldust were feuding it with Flair and Jarrett. I don't know what the story was behind that. I didn't really get the full story behind it. But anyway, I don't know why. I don't know. But and then the final match of the night, which was a post-cut animal match for the WCW. The 10th match tonight was a post-cut animal match. It was Scott Steiner defending his WCW World Title against DDP. This was a post-cut animal match. We had a lot of back and forth backstage. A few brawling. Quite a lot of suplexes from Scott Steiner. You had a bit of brawling here. It only lasted 14 minutes. DDP, I think, gets knocked out. Then Scott Steiner picks up the win, and that was the end of what the hell's going on. And that was the end of WCW Gray 2001. Basically, my overall thoughts on this pay-per-view, I thought the pay-per-view kind of was lacking, you know, kind of some of the matches. I didn't feel like they really meant anything. I thought basically WCW was trying to really just let everybody have a spot on the card, and it was kind of not all structured or whatever. But that's what I thought of the card anyway. So that, guys, was my review of WCW Green 2001. What do you guys think of this pay-per-view? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching right now.